The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. Two crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Cats on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Bees. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Cats on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Bees. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly and, of course, the lovely PJ back in the house again tonight. Here, let me slide over this way, PJ, a little bit so you're not all behind the chat so people can actually see your beautiful face today. All right. We are going to be talking Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers a little bit. We're going to be talking about, y'all remember that lady, Casey Anthony? Anybody remember her? Also, we're going to be talking about the missing child today out of Oregon, 2 years old, baby Dane. Okay. So, but first, guys, of course, I'm going to need you to leave your DNA where, PJ?
Like button.
On the damn like button, people. We're going to need DNA all over the like button just in case Chris Proudfoot teaches you how to ride a bike. Okay. You could die. And we're going to need your DNA just in case we got to track you down in those hills of Tennessee. And also,
that was a nice bike ride.
A nice bike ride. Also, if you're brand new and you haven't subbed up, we got some room. Some people got big mad at Dolly. A couple people decided to skip town.
No, I did it.
Boy, mom. Okay, boy, mom. Okay. Since I got your message. Also, you know, Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion. The callers today, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on Dolly or the beautiful PJ. And also, everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. Even the people we are discussing here today. And
except for Casey Anthony.
Except for Casey Anthony. We know she's guilty as shit.
Guilty.
Okay. Also, the biggest one of them all is don't try to be Dolly at home.
Or
it is
PJ.
Dangerous. Or PJ. Don't try to be this lady. Unless you want to be crazy. If you want to be crazy, you can be PJ. All right. I'm playing. Don't stab me. Don't stab me. Okay. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. So anyway, I guess we'll jump in with, Sebastian Rogers, and we'll work our way through the stories as they listed. We just had a really beautiful prayer vigil go down for Sebastian Rogers, where his daddy got up there and summoned Satan. Okay. Well, some people are saying that. Some people are saying that his prayer was a little crazy or a little out there, summons in the angel of death. All right. Now, I've learned one thing on in life. You never wish jail or death on anybody unless, people deserve jail, right? Because some people deserve to be in jail. And, they say you never wish jail or death on anybody, but
It'll come back twofold.
well, yeah, especially if they're innocent. But if they're guilty, then they deserve every minute they spend in jail because justice got to be served.
It's not, vengeance is the Lord's. It's not yours.
To give vengeance, right?
Right. So if you're vengeful and think that you're gonna wish death or whatever on somebody, it's still, even if the person is bad and guilty, it's still gonna come back on you.
We all know that the father of this missing child is holding a grudge against the mother and the stepdad because they're suspicious as hell. Let's be honest, they're pretty suspicious, right? And most people on the internet believe that they have something to do with it, but there's no proof out there that they do. They have really odd behavior and things like that. And you've heard me say it 1,000 times that I think Chris and Katie are suspicious, and I never really liked Chris because I thought he was a piece of shit. Because he whipped that child, right?
Yeah,
but it looks like this to me now. I'm starting to see that Chris was around a lot more for Sebastian than Steph was in the last 7 years.
I agree with you that nobody should put their hands on anybody else's child, but if they set that boundary in their house, that's none of your business. To me, that if the father, which we don't know what he knew. He says he knew stuff. He says he had no clue on some stuff. To me, that's almost like a willful ignorance thing. But it's like if the mom allowed it and the kid spent every other weekend with the dad and the mom allowed it, it's like there's a fine line there.
It's just looking more and more like the father didn't have a big role as a father in Sebastian's life, at least for the last 7 years. Because he only had the child 4 days a month. He
feels bad about that.
And we've seen videos of and pictures of I hate to say this because I don't even like the guy, Chris, teaching Sebastian how to work heavy equipment and backhoes and things like that. And also there's a video that just came out of him teaching Sebastian how to ride a bike. Now, you would think the father of this child would have taught him to ride a bike. Yeah. But actually, the stepfather is the one that taught Sebastian how to ride a bike. And if you're being the active role of a father, now, I ain't saying you just a stepdad, but he sees Chris more. Mm-hmm. He actually sees Chris more. And at the age he's at, this is the age where you can't let a kid run wild, so you got to have a little bit of discipline. I still don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it either. But if that's what's being done in their household, like I don't feel like it's my business.
I feel like if Chris had a problem with punishing Sebastian, he should have went to Katie and said, "Katie."
How do you know he didn't? And how do you know Katie didn't say, "Hey, you handle it. You're the man of the house"?
I mean, I don't know that, but Katie should have. Then that's bad on Katie. Right, putting that onto the stepfather, so people look at him like he's a horrible person, like I do. I look at you like, hey, if you put your hands on my kid, we gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
but
I agree. It's not either. However way you look at it, it's not great.
Let's share this video, and this is a video of Chris, right? Because it ain't always seems don't be always bad with Chris. Maybe
And if this was his first time riding a bike, I don't necessarily like. How do we know it was his
ride? Look where you're going.
Time he's daggone.
Let's start turning around. Come back this way. Come on, pedal. Don't stop.
Oh, I'm not sure. That maybe.
See?
Yeah.
You keep it up. You do it. Keep doing it.
It's like one of those shorts.
And that's how you ride, man.
That's cute.
All right. So turn around. Come back. Come on. Don't stop. Keep pedaling. There you go. Come on, you got it. Don't look down, look up. There you go.
Okay.
Ride. Look where you're going.
Let's pause that. Right here, Seth was not summoning demons. I
Okay.
can't, like, seriously. Well, you know, the angel of death.
I summoned you, the angel of death. What do you call that?
I think.
I mean,
he didn't summon God.
why are people like this?
He didn't pray to the Almighty God or Jesus.
He said he was praying to God, but he said it so it sounded like it was in combination with the deity he summoned. So I'm not really sure who he was praying to, but he definitely said the words, I summon you and the God of death or the angel of death.
The angel of death. And in a lot of religions, a lot of people look at Samuel as a demon.
There's not a single translation in any of the books that I could find that's a positive entity of the deity. I mean, I tried looking for it in every denomination.
Some people compare Samuel to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they hold him in the same standard as Satan. So, I mean, I don't know what religion you are, but
I almost wish we could play Dr. Gary on the show last night, and he explained it. He basically said some religions consider him to be the devil.
Yeah, some religions consider him to be the devil. And he
had like a bachelor's or some understudy in whatever sub-religion. In
Jewish folklore, he's definitely a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's definitely a demon. Yeah, like I don't know where that came from. You can even see the people in the church kind of look at him kind of sideways.
I went from full-blown crying to like listening to him say that, and like I was like that.
Yeah, and I don't know why you would have. I think he did that trying to be vengeful towards Chris and Katie, to be honest.
It sounds evil. I mean, I can't even listen to it without like getting goosebumps. Like it just sounds evil.
Yeah. How long ago was that video there? Now, I don't know exactly when this video came out.
That just got released today.
I mean, got released, but I don't know how long ago this was him teaching Sebastian how to ride a bike. But this is the stepfather teaching him how to ride a bike. Okay? Not the father, the stepfather. You know, Chris also was showing him how to work heavy machinery, and listen to their relationship. They sound like they get along great. He sounded like a proud stepdad.
I honestly think something, and this is just my opinion, my interpretation of how I feel, which means nothing. When Sebastian started to get, not hormonal, but like of age, it's like they seemed like they were battling for head of the household.
Yeah, maybe possibly.
But this was like under that
age.
As far as age,
yeah.
So he was still
a kid.
Teachable and a kid.
Yeah, he wasn't a teenager yet. He was a kid. 49er girl, thank you for jumping on the Blessed Express with us today. All right. You know you blessed when you ride the Dolly Express. All right. Now get you a nice window seat, board up. We got a little ways to go today. Now, we're not here to argue about who Seth was preaching to. We just wanted to show you this video of Sebastian riding his bike and the relationship.
Thought it was a cute moment.
Yeah, a cute moment in his life, because we're getting to see a little bit more and more of Sebastian. You know, we didn't have much really over the last year. We haven't seen this kid much. We've seen a lot of pictures of Sebastian. He looked like a happy kid, right? He looked like a happy kid. And in this video, it sounds like he has a good relationship with his stepdad. I mean, that is pretty awesome of Chris to go out there and teach him how to ride this bike. Now, I know most of you guys up here think Chris is responsible for whatever happened to Sebastian. He could be.
He still could be.
We're not saying that. We're saying at some point, it seems like everything in this house was fine. And at some point, things changed. And I don't know if Chris is the cause of it. It sounded like he didn't want him there at times. And maybe Katie had chose to do something because Chris didn't want
I
him.
didn't know that the whole having to do the pull-ups or whatnot, that his condition of the brain, the water on his brain, causes that. I didn't know that.
I'm lost. What are you talking about?
Is it hydrocephalus?
What
he was diagnosed with water on the brain?
Yeah, he has the water on the
brain. That causes incompetence.
Okay.
And I don't know why I just thought of that.
Okay.
But that was part of that was part of the contention from Chris, is that he said he peed. and that it smelled. And so, like, I don't know if that's something that you get from age or like after you.
Oh, you're saying as he aged, it got a little, his symptoms got a little worse from.
Possibly. I mean, I know he was recently diagnosed with autism.
Yeah.
And so maybe like all of it. I know for my household, when the whole vid happened, it was like we were all like stuck in the house together.
Yeah.
So there could be so many different scenarios of
why things went bad in the house.
Yeah.
Now, according to them, Sebastian ran away. Okay. He left in the middle of the night or early morning hours. And they seemed to be kind of emotionless about that to me. Like, Joe Dirting the kid and leaving while the kid's missing. Is it possible he could have ran away and they're just relieved that he's gone? And that's why they're acting the way they do. And, we've seen Katie finally come out and speak, but it was a year later. It's hard to get past that as a parent because, I'm a parent. You're a parent. Would we wait a year to speak out for our kids?
From the top of the roof.
That's what I'm saying. I'd have been up here begging and pleading people to help me find my kid. And I would still be searching right this minute.
Thank you, Lena.
And here's the thing is, I feel like, and I know a lot of people are going to, may get mad at me for saying this. At some points, I feel like all of them failed this kid. All of them, right? And whatever reason, if he did run away, there's a reason he ran away. And there's a reason why he's not contacting any of these people if he did run away.
I don't think he did, though.
All these people, every last single one of them, have CPS reports against
Could
them.
have done a little better.
Some type of abuse has been, and Sebastian was reaching out for help. He was reaching out for help. He was telling his teachers, hey, Chris is doing this to me. Hey, my dad, he went and told on his dad for his dad hitting him.
And then allegedly his dad slapped him in front of a teacher or hit him in front of something.
I don't know exactly, but I know, Seth said he was falling and he put his hand out. And Sebastian ran and told
that was
Katie
before the divorce.
Yeah,
during the divorce.
That he hit him. Now, here's one thing I know about kids. Kids usually, now I ain't saying they don't, but kids usually at that age ain't running around lying.
When you have two parents that are on opposite
and you're saying
sides,
he's playing each other.
He could be playing each other.
But if he had the level of intelligence to play two parents against each other.
He plays chess, I believe he is.
But at that point,
I believe he is.
That was 7 years ago.
All a part of the, you didn't actually ever read the divorce paperwork. And when I read stuff like the divorce papers, it's like 10% of it is factual. Possibly everything else is just either heated moments or anger or disdain for each other. But there was stuff in there that basically kind of described where, I think it didn't help that the parents seemed to have hated each other so much, but they were utilizing the kid against each other. And he was kind of like, Mom, look what Dad did.
But everything we heard about Seth and Katie's relationship is they had a good relationship. Chris even helped them get the job. Right? So they were all friends. They were all hanging out. Even in the beginning, they were friendly. They were searching together.
Yeah.
So they didn't hate each other. And the people I talked to said that Seth would randomly call Katie talking about movies and just all kind of in general stuff, that they were friends, that they were all friends in the beginning of all this. And this has destroyed their relationship that they had, which is weird to me because I don't know, I've never been friends with my baby mama ex. You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday to meet you, Chew.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So I don't know. I don't know if, I just feel like everybody had CPS reports against them.
Yeah.
Everybody could have done better. Seth, he didn't have a lot of time to spend with his son because he worked so much.
Yeah.
Right? Now, here's a thing in life. I know you need to work and there's a lot of jobs out there, but you got to find a job that fits financially and fits in where you can spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Right? You got to be able to you got to find something that works for both. You can't just go, okay, well, work is more important than my family.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's how it really was, though. I think that it's like, I see what you're saying. And I mean, we don't know, he could have asked for extra time. He could have had extra time.
Maybe.
There's just a fine line of what we don't know.
And you got to think about Chris whipping this child, Katie allowing Sebastian to be whipped. That's just why I feel like all of them failed him, right? All of them failed him. If he did run away, that's why he's not reaching out to nobody, because he felt like he was being treated bad by everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a sad situation because it's going on a year, and
It's been a year.
let's see what this is. Dane is my grandson's name. Okay, well, we're going to get into that story in just a few minutes. I just wanted to go over some of the Sebastian Rogers stuff and what's been going on in the case, and still nobody's searching for Sebastian Rogers. No organized searches.
Right. I think they're just not. They don't have somebody that's a leader.
I know, and to me that goes into they're failing this child. I know people are saying, Dolly, you're being mean, but I'm being truthful, and sometimes the truth hurts people. They don't want to hear it, and they get mad at the messenger.
I mean, I don't think Seth had anything to do with.
I don't either.
I
don't think he had anything to do with it. I'm not saying Seth has anything to do with the disappearance of his child. I'm saying that all these people had different reports of abuse against Sebastian. Now Sebastian's gone. Nobody's looking for him.
Yeah, that's your big thing. You're disappointed you're not seeing anybody look for the kid.
Yes, absolutely. Now, listen, if they were looking for this kid and it was active searches and they were out here begging and pleading for you to help, they say it when they're on the news. They continue to search, can help you. But they're not doing anything. It's like, it's sad. It's really sad.
It's disheartening.
And I truly feel like this, and I feel like the kid's not with us anymore. I think something bad happened to him. He left with no shoes, no jacket in the freezing cold weather in February in the hills of Tennessee, which is dangerous as shit. And nothing in a year.
It's frustrating.
I mean, at this point,
how could they not trace that though?
We would need a miracle for Sebastian Rogers to return home safely. Okay. Just an absolute miracle to happen. And I ain't saying miracles don't happen.
I believe in miracles.
I believe in God, and I believe in miracles. Now, I wouldn't be praying to some, archangels or nothing, but I would be begging God to bring my child home, and whatever I had to do, I would be trying to do it. And you have to put forth effort, right? You have to put forth effort. Now, it reminds me of like a old joke I used to hear about a flood, and there was a guy I know this joke, in the flood waters, and a boat, it's flooding, and somebody comes up to him and says, "Hey man, we got shelter down the street, you should come with us." And he goes, "No, I'm going to put my faith in God. I'm going to put my faith in God." Right? And then the flood waters rise, and a boat pulls up and says, "Hey man, the flood's getting bad, you need to get in a boat, I can take you to safety." He goes, "No, I'm going to put my faith in God." Then the flood waters fill all the way up to the top of the house. And
I thought you said he was in a boat.
No, the flood waters fill up to the top of the house, and a helicopter comes. And the helicopter pilot's like, "Hey man, climb onto the ladder, we can save you." He goes, "No, I'm going to put my faith in God." The water sweeps the house away, the man drowns, goes to heaven, and he asks God, "Why didn't you save me? Why did you forsake me?" He said, "I sent you a person, a boat, and a helicopter."
Yeah.
You have to get out there and do stuff. God just ain't going to lay him in your lap. God's going to give you the ability to get out there, and the people to get out there with you in the search. Right.
I mean, you can't find something if you're not looking for it.
If you beg for muscle, God's going to give you things to make you strong. Okay. He's going to put,
you still have to work for it.
You still have to work for it. You still have to get out there and do it. You can't just count on, a miracle happening for you, because listen, there's a lot of people praying to God simultaneously, and he can make a lot of miracles, but you may be a little farther down the line in the miracles, and you need to get out there and take part and look for your kid. My only grievance with any of these people from the very get-go is they wasn't searching for the child. From the very start 1 year ago, all I was screaming was, get out there, look for this child, do your part. All right. Now we're going to move on.
I've always had an issue with the mom not being front and center.
Yeah, the mom not being, and in the beginning, everybody fell in love with Seth because he was out there, right? He was out there. He was trying, right?
Every day he was out there.
Every day he was out there. He was trying. I mean, he wasn't, doing the best job, but he was doing a job. He was out there. He was the voice. He was trying. Then certain people got around him. Okay. And I don't care what y'all say. Some people out here actually believe TikTok Tony is a good guy. Okay. I cannot believe it. For anybody or any creator that's backing this con man, blows my mind. Did they not forget what he did with the Caleb Harris TikTok and where he just pops out of nowhere and leeches onto the father of a missing child? They back this shit and it blows my mind. Right? Like, oh my God. And nobody wants to be honest and truthful up here. It's like,
just like now, they're all saying that he wasn't praying to the devil. Like,
I could come up here and tell everybody what they want to hear, like everybody else does. I could be like, Seth is the greatest. Oh my God, he is the best. Oh my God, they're gonna be. That could do all that same shit. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you, and kiss their asses and go along with it. But if you ain't doing right, I can't get beside you. I just want to see people do the right things. And me, I go out and search for children that are not mine. Right? And these fucking parents can't search for their own kids.
Maybe they just really don't know how to or where to go to search.
It's something that it burns my.
I know.
It drives me absolutely. It makes me ill. It makes me mad. Right? There's no reason I should be looking for your kid more than you should. Right? I'm one of the people, I want to help you look, not me go look and you sit on your fat ass. Right? Now that don't work for me. Okay? It just, people can hate me for it and be mad at me for it. But this is real to me. These kids are really gone. Right? This
girl Sammy said, Dolly, why hasn't Seth's mom told us what Sebastian told her?
I don't know why, because everybody failed this kid. Everybody.
It's like she went away.
Like, don't get mad at me because I'm don't shoot the messenger, right? Everybody failed this kid. Everybody, right? People are failing them right now as we speak. Okay. And it drives me crazy. Okay. It drives me absolutely crazy. And I know everybody don't like my opinion on things. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, but I'm coming up here and being real with you. I can come up here and just be like, yeah, we're going to find Sebastian. Steph's doing a great job. Tony's this and Tony's that, and kiss their ass like everybody else does. But no, what you have to earn my respect. Okay. Respect ain't given. Respect is earned. And they ain't done nothing to earn my respect. If I respected you, I would still voice my opinion, right? I'm still going to voice my opinion because you guys are giving me a voice and a platform to where I can do. Everybody don't have to agree with me, okay? Did you watch? I don't watch Bullhorn Betty Jr., okay? I don't watch that.
Why are people talking about that lady? I literally had to erase the comment 15 times. Why?
Yeah, we don't care about.
We don't watch that channel here.
We don't watch that channel here.
And Bogey, don't worry about it. She's the one that was talking to that other mod about how I was controlling you and how she doesn't want people to bully you because of your opinion that I forced upon you.
PJ, listen, me and PJ disagree on a lot.
That's offensive to me because you're so like headstrong in your ways. For me to control you, it would be like I would physically have to beat you up to get you to do what I want you to do. And like these people for real think that I'm over here.
Nobody controls.
It's crazy.
Or my opinion, okay? When I come out here, you get Dolly. Okay, you get Dolly, my opinions on things, honesty, and how I feel about the subject. I am passionate about what I do. Okay. And sometimes I get a little upset. Sometimes I get mad. Sometimes things aggravate me because I don't feel things are being done right, or people don't give a shit, or people take this as a big ass joke when it ain't. Okay. And like I was saying the other day, when people turn this into a clown show, I'll show up as a clown. Okay. It's gotten to that point.
It's been past that.
It's a lot of people kissing people's asses and making things okay when they're not. Like the whole LARP and the whole dog kicking in doors and the fake rewards, and the people think that's okay. They think that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to do shit like that. Okay. So if if I say joke around and say I'm going to show up somewhere in a mask, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. But to sit there and be like, oh, this dude's looking, this old celebrity's looking and ain't never looked one time that we know of.
And they never address that.
And no, because they don't want to, because it's whatever works for their narrative.
Right.
Is how shit works out here on the YouTube. It's selective anger. Selective anger is what it is.
It's all based on what you want it to be.
Because it's clicks. Everybody's clicked up here on YouTube, right? That's why I don't mess with none of these people, because they're I ain't gonna even get into it. It'll make me mad.
No, Steve says Dolly needs to start smoking again. Do you want him to die?
No, I definitely don't
Jesus
need to
Christ.
quit smoking again. And even if I was smoking,
You would still be passionate.
I'd still be passionate. I would still feel the same way. I
mean, have these people not actually watched you? I feel like you've toned it down a lot since back in the day.
I guess. I don't know. I just like
you used to be crazy.
I don't
I mean,
know.
you had your moments.
I don't know. Yeah, I cut 90% of the drama out of the channel, right? We usually stick to true crime. And what it is everybody, if you're not part of the team, you go against the grain here, you're not part of the cool kids.
I mean,
right?
We saw that with them, because the second that you had even a teeny tiny bit of criticism towards Seth, it was, oh, now you're blacklisted, you're not allowed to come.
Yeah,
that was the whole purpose of that whole troll, is that, you see what these people are doing? They're literally flip-flopping. If you say one thing out of line, you're now suddenly not welcome. Like, how does that work? I have my brain. I can think one way, and it doesn't have to be exactly identical to your thought process.
It's becoming like a Karen Reed cult. Okay?
It is a cult.
It's the green team cult. It's weird. It's like, what happened to be in Team Sebastian, right?
Yeah.
Team Sebastian. Now
it's like nobody actually is doing what's right for the
there
kid.
ain't no team. They talking about Sebastian's army. They're Seth's army is what they are.
Yeah.
They're not Sebastian's army. Okay. That is total bullshit.
And that's sad. That makes me sad.
Right? I've always got out here and fought for these kids, not their parents. Like I said in the last video,
someone said, hey, don't bring Karen into this.
Don't bring Karen into it. It's the same mentality. Once you get part of a clique, you don't want to be out kicked from that clique. Like, you got people just,
because then you'll be back on your own and you feel like you don't have friends.
Does anybody in here think TikTok Tony ain't a con man? But it's okay for all these YouTube channels to back this con man. Okay? Does anybody think he's not a con man? Anybody? Press 1 if you think he ain't a con man. Okay? That he didn't leech on to the father of a missing kid.
He was trying to get with the guy that's missing in Texas. He was trying to hook up with that family and be their advocate too.
Yeah, so everybody knows he's a con, but it's okay for these creators not to know. They just blind to the fact that this man's a con.
They just ignore that part.
They just ignore it, right? Because it brings them clicks and views. So they stay together into the club and they're not outcasted from it.
Right, because if you watch a certain creator every day and you suddenly go out of line and they decide they don't like you, you've got nothing to watch for that hour. And you're like shunned from like this community that you've built yourself into.
They build a little clique, a little crew, and then they push the same narratives, but they're backing basically a con man. But that's okay. That's okay right there. That's perfectly fine that they back this con, and then they do it behind the grift of a father of a missing kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we latch on to him, say everything he does, okay, keep pushing these stories, keep pushing these stories, keep pushing these stories. To me, it's bullshit. And
he was going to do an interview with Jay for Justice, and he told her he had to have a sit down with her first so they could go over what they could discuss.
He told me he would discuss with me, but only in email. But he wouldn't face me on a live stream. He wouldn't face. I tried to go. What channel was it that I tried to go up on?
I can't remember. What channel was that? Was it Brittany's or was it?
It may have been Brittany's.
I think it might have been Brittany's.
All I know is I was like, okay, let me talk to TikTok Tony, right? Let me get 30 seconds on the air with him and show you how fast I shut this con man down. He said, do not let Dolly up. Do not let him on the panel. Dolly, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me behind the scenes. Hell no. Whatever I got to say to you, I want to say it in public. There's nothing I got to say to you in private. I want the
what
public
would be
to
the point
hear
of that, right?
what I have to say to you, right?
And what you're gonna say back, right?
And what you're going to say back. Amen to that, right?
We ain't trying to be your friend,
I
sir.
ain't trying to be your buddy and hold your hand, you fucking weirdo, right? I know you are con. I know what you've done. I know it from the beginning. Even in the Caleb Harris case, they called you the damn GoFundMe king. You brought in Nina Glass. You use a con.
Thank you, Karen.
Right? And my whole problem with Seth's been allowing these people around him, Bullhorn Betty's, TikTok Tony's. Justin,
it's hindering
right?
the search for his child, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he clicks up with all these terrible people, and
then he cries when it's not working out for him, but yet he's the one that's been my
and
that's
they
been
can overlook
my
that.
issue.
They can overlook that, like, oh, it's no problem.
Yeah, because
right?
Dog was great to them.
Yeah,
he came out and did a whole bunch, and everything's wonderful.
YouTube is like high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like high school to me.
Thank you, SoundCloud.
Directions.
All right. To me, YouTube is ran like high school. It's like, oh, you ain't part of our crew. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about to these people. It is. I'm just kicking a dead horse at this point. Okay. I feel like the child ain't with us. We need to get out there and search. All you guys know that, right? I can say it a million times. It ain't going to change how I feel about the case. It ain't going to, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? They're doing the same thing for the last year and we ain't found Sebastian. If they don't change it up, we're never going to find Sebastian. Simple as that. I mean,
and then the more you try to suggest it to them to try to search or like
they don't want to hear that.
You were as kind as you could be. The very first time you realized Seth hadn't, like, he had stopped searching, you came up here and talked to him like as if you were talking to him, and you were as kind as you could be. You were trying to tell him, hey, look, dude, I got some advice for you. I highly suggest you go back to searching. And they got so pissed off at you for doing that. Like, it's just like, at what point do you draw a fine line of what even is being mean? Like, it's frustrating.
I don't know. I think you get to the point where there's frustration, and then there's anger, and then there's
summoning demons,
outlash, where I just snap because I've been trying and giving the best advice I could give to these people that don't listen to it, right? Because they got the wrong people in their ear, and you see what's happened. Okay, they ain't found Sebastian in a year, right? And because people came in, stopped the searches, you heard Nick himself come up here and say, well, we think he's alive.
Yeah.
So we're not searching.
So where is he at then?
Then where's he at then, right?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what changed in this. Well, both sides have changed. Seth has changed. Chris and Katie have changed. I mean, it's like, I just feel we're at the point that this is going to be another Summer Wells case. 3 years from now, we'll be here, and Dolly will be like, I told you so, and trust me, I tell people all the time, I enjoy being wrong in true crime, right? Because if I'm wrong, that means there's some good news, but there ain't.
It could
Rita,
thanks for keeping Sebastian's name out there.
And it's going to be hard to, because there's nothing, right? It's hard to keep his name out there because there's really nothing new. If there ain't no chaos, there's really nothing to talk about in the Sebastian Rogers case, right? It's almost, it's going to get to the point where it's like Summer Wells.
It is.
I
mean, there's nothing coming out on it. They're not searching, so they can't give us updates on what they've cleared.
There ain't no updates. There ain't nothing. The family ain't going to jail, and all these people are believing a LARP, just a whole bunch of lies that people are told. Well, it's, I don't know. I don't want to get stuck on that. Let's move on to Casey Anthony.
This monster, the nerve.
Yes.
I can't even believe. I saw this when this came out this morning, and I was like, oh my God, this woman, the audacity.
Saying she's an advocate at that. Casey Anthony.
She said for her daughter.
For her daughter that she allegedly killed. What'd she say? She drowned in the pool?
She's a psychopath.
Crazy. Now, I told PJ this.
I think she was drugging her. Why else
I
would you have
think-
a pretend nanny called Zanny? Come on.
I think she's out of money. I
That's
think
gotta
the
be it.
reason she's popping back up on the internet is because she's low on funds. Let me do stuff to stir some stuff up, get attention, make some money. I think
She's got like 33,000 followers on TikTok. You people are. Oh my God. Who follows her? I saw that this morning too.
33,000 followers for a baby
That
killer.
was this morning. Yes.
It's mind blowing. But let's take a little look at what she said. So for the viewers that don't know what's going on, we can inform you a little bit.
Let's hear it, baby killer.
All right, let's hear it, baby killer. All right, let's do it.
2025. This is my first 2025.
Let's back it up.
We're sweat to death. Okay. Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity,
She sounds like Bullhorn Betty to me. I swear to Jesus. I'm a journalist. I'm a child advocate. I'm working the legal field. Tell me that ain't Bullhorn Betty.
She sounds more educated than Bullhorn Betty,
my
but yeah, I get
God.
what you mean.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. It's like she took it from Bullhorn Betty and ran with it.
feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity.
Me.
Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional.
I mean, that's why the child's not here, because it was all about her,
Yeah.
her, you know, and
Here we are yet again.
here we are yet again.
Capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to
Nobody
give
wants
people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur. And when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights.
Why is she? I thought she just stole somebody's husband,
and
then they broke up, right?
Yeah. She's just grasping at straws. She's
Trying to
get who she
grab
could get.
anything. You're right. Let me
She's
take
trying
up.
to reintroduce herself, but forgot why she was shunned.
Okay, like, oh my God, lady, shut up, right?
Nobody wants
You're not famous. You're infamous. There's a difference.
Way worse.
Yeah, people watch you to hate you. They don't watch you because they love you.
Right.
There's
But
a
you
difference.
see, both of those get paid. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. Both people
That's
get.
the
This is
problem.
about money. This is another money grab.
It
Her
is. She
trying to
has-
bring attention to herself.
She's
She's trying to create a brand.
Yep. Reintroduce.
I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been.
Oh no, girl, it's going to get way worse for you. You just don't even know. You just
Did
don't
she
even
just
know.
say a blessing?
Yeah.
I can't even hear her on this headset. But
Welcome.
she said, "Oh dear Jesus," she said blessing.
Since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece still going to keep my privacy intact, so you will get very comfortable with my car. And I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy.
We can find you in
I
5
know
minutes.
you must have not seen Web Sleuths,
Right? We
the
can find you in
docu-series.
5 minutes. Like, everybody, you couldn't hide on this in the United States if you tried to. Okay? Like, wow. She should be in prison right now.
She should be.
She should be
She
in
didn't
prison.
learn not a
right
damn
now.
thing. She still thinks she's the top of the world. Like, she's
I
hot
know.
shit. And there's people in chat talking about how hot she is. I'm so disturbed.
And she's a pretty woman, but she's a crazy woman
Oh,
that would
yeah.
kill her baby.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
She may be pretty on the outside, but she's rotten to the core.
She's a sociopath.
You know?
She don't
And
care about
her-
nobody
it-
but herself.
Listen, she can be pretty on the outside, but she's ugly on the inside, right? Hideous on the inside. That's top mom.
I can't
It's
even.
not just
I
important
can't.
to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country, especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform. Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward.
So she must have got paid by that.
She's got an ad deal or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she has an ad deal. She has some deal with Substack, because I've never even heard of it.
No, me neither.
You know, so she's trying to probably took some money to advertise their platform, and I'm going to do these exclusives, and I'm going to bring everybody over to that.
Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay. So what do you guys think about that in the chat room right there? That is
I gotta go find this
crazy.
app, Substack.
That is absolutely insane that this girl believes she's an advocate for children and her missing child. And it just blows my mind. Okay.
Her missing child that was found unalived in a place where she buried her hamsters down the street from her house.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Yes. While she's out clubbing, getting her groove on because she didn't want to watch the kid. Okay. So we'll get back to Casey Anthony in a minute when we take calls. I want to go ahead and jump over to the story of baby Dane missing, because he's missing now. And I guess this is we probably should have started here, to be honest.
Yeah.
2-year-old child missing out of Oregon. Kid was playing in the front yard and not far from the water. And the child is missing. It's been 24 hours?
I think it's been more than that.
Over 24 hours that this child has been missing. The parents wasn't keeping a really good eye on the child, and the child just disappeared. And at this point, there's not even an Amber Alert out, right?
No, there was never an Amber
Because
Alert.
there's no signs of abduction or anything like that, or no threat of a parent custodial abduction or anything. So let's jump into the
At
story.
first, they said there was a gold vehicle that was seen, but they didn't send out that
over 48 hours. Okay, it's been over 48 hours. All right, so let's jump into the story. Let's get it. All right, so everybody understands what we're talking about.
And cool temperatures didn't slow down the crowds of community members combing the roads and wilderness in the town of Siletz in Lincoln County. They are hoping to find any clue that may lead them to 2-year-old Dane Paulson, who disappeared while playing outside his home near the Siletz River late Saturday afternoon.
At the time of Dane's disappearance, he was playing in the front yard of the residence, out of sight of his parents. Dane is friendly and fearless and was comfortable around strangers and water, but cannot swim.
Hundreds of people have taken part in the search efforts thus far, including 88 certified search and rescue members, 40 investigators with multiple agencies, and nearly 150 community volunteers.
382 acres have been searched thus far, as well as 283 miles covered.
Watercraft and divers have searched the nearby river, and heat-seeking drones have monitored from the skies. The FBI has joined the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and multiple other agencies on the ground. Right now, investigators don't believe any crimes have taken place.
There is no evidence at this time to suggest that any criminal actions were involved in the incident.
The search will continue overnight and into Monday, with drones taking the lead while the sun is down. Before dark on Sunday evening, the community came together for a vigil, with those in attendance hoping Dane makes it home safely. Officials continue to ask for any information the public might have as rescue efforts continue.
Detectives and special agents with the FBI have been following up on leads given to us from the community. We continue to ask for any information be sent to us through our tip line, which is 541-265-0669.
Okay. So terrible, absolute terrible. What are you looking at?
The forums for the updates from the people that post in the chat. Everybody doesn't understand why they wouldn't have been an Amber Alert.
Well, there's certain criteria that has to meet the standard for an Amber Alert.
And
if they say there's no
vehicle.
criminal, somebody said they cleared the vehicle.
Yeah, but at first there was a vehicle. So if they had a vehicle, why wouldn't they send an Amber Alert then and there?
Like the Virginia Beach police told us, I don't know if it's different from different places. Remember, they issued an Amber Alert because the young boy was in extreme danger, and he was what, 12?
12.
Right? So if you're 2 and you're near a river and you can't swim, don't you think you're in immediate danger?
They issued a Cody alert. That's what they did. That's the difference.
Okay, the Cody alert. That's a new alert we have
we have in Virginia.
Yeah,
and it's a Virginia only thing.
Okay,
and that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that they need to have that kind of thing for everywhere, because like even if the kid just happened to walk out the door and just go down the street, you want to have a text go to your neighbors so they can maybe possibly go out to their front yard and see if they see the kid in their front yard. I mean, I don't really understand the concept of having to have like signs of a criminal issue before they do the Amber Alert.
Yes. Well, usually they use the Amber Alert when there's signs of abduction.
So people can be on the lookout for a vehicle. There usually has to be like a vehicle.
Yeah.
But there was originally a vehicle. That's why I was confused, I guess. See, that's exactly what's in the chat room.
Okay, so
happening now, the search for a missing 2-year-old in Siletz. Dane Paulson disappeared from his front yard Saturday afternoon. Dozens of volunteers and law enforcement have been trying to find him since. K2's Christina Giardinelli joins us live with the latest on this. Christina, investigators were originally looking for a car that was spotted nearby, right? What's happening with that this morning?
Yeah, Angelica, as of last night, Lincoln County sheriffs say they are no longer interested in that vehicle. They did speak to the owner of that vehicle, and they're not a party of interest anymore. Now, an Amber Alert was not issued in this case because police say they have no reason to believe that there's any criminal activity involved. Take a look at your screen right now. This is Dane Paulson. He was last seen wearing a gray fuzzy hoodie with ears. He had blue and white shoes on and black pants. He has brown hair and green eyes. He went missing from his front yard, from the front yard of his home near milepost 21 on the Siletz River Highway around 4:25 Saturday afternoon. Lincoln County Sheriff Adam Shank says 138 volunteers have been helping law enforcement and search and rescue crews from all around the area. Have a listen.
At the time of Dane's disappearance, he was playing in the front yard of the residence, out of sight of his parents. Dane is friendly and fearless, and was comfortable around strangers and water, but cannot swim. Dane is known to love water and vehicles.
Not
Adam
good.
says diver teams from multiple counties have been searching the Siletz River, which flows near Dane's home. You can see from the map here that Siletz River Highway, or Highway 229, crosses over the river. So far, search parties have covered 382 acres and have searched 283 3 miles. Now, the sheriff is asking community volunteers not to go into the primary search area and instead to meet at Elks Tokati Ilahi Park. Sheriff also asked volunteers not to continue searching after dark, although those official efforts did continue. Volunteers should be meeting here as the sun goes up. We'll keep track of this for now. Live in Southwest Portland, Cristina Giardinelli, K2 News.
The last thing they need is for a volunteer to get lost. We just hope we're going to get some good news on this little boy today. Christina, thank you for the update.
Okay. I mean, that is crazy.
And
that
the latest news article doesn't have anything at all. This is crazy.
You know, why would you leave a child in Virginia? You would be in jail.
Mm-hmm. Child neglect.
Right. 2 years old outside by itself, unattended. That is child neglect. You felony child neglect too. So you'd be in jail on felony charges, and usually felony charges for stuff like that, you're looking at what, $20,000, $25,000 bond.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble here for something like that. Now, we don't know if she won't be arrested later. I mean, for, neglect, right? There's no reason that child should have been outside by itself at 2 years old. Now, I know as a parent, you're going to take your eyes off your kid for a second, but usually you're not going to go in the house
and let the kid stay outside.
Was the kid outside for 2 minutes or was the kid outside for 2 hours?
I mean, it's not, there's no difference. It's a 2-year-old.
I know exactly. And
I'm
in a
holding my
wooded
2-year-old
area, in a wooded area near a river.
Right. And it looks like their house is right along the highway. Like, I'm holding my hand if that 2-year-old that I have, that's mine. I'm literally holding the kid's hand until we get inside. Unless there's a gate or something that we don't know about. But
yeah, it is crazy. Let's check out this.
A massive
report.
search is underway for a missing toddler in a small coastal town in Lincoln County. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock news. 2-year-old Dane Paulson disappeared while playing in his yard yesterday afternoon, prompting a nonstop search involving nearly a dozen agencies and hundreds of volunteers. Fox 12's Julia Lopez is live tonight with more on this after speaking with community members and police. So, Julia, what's the current status of the search?
Well, it is too dark for a community search right now, but the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office is still out there. They're flying infrared drones right now, hoping for any sign of Dane. They do not believe that any foul play is involved. There was a car earlier that was being investigated because it had been seen in the area, but thanks to a community tip, I'm told that authorities were able to track down the driver and rule out any involvement. So the search has continued, and those who live here tell me that it's brought the town together. I talked with Dane's neighbor who has been involved in the search since the beginning. Right now, she's running off of 1 hour of sleep, but doing anything that she can to help.
It's been an emotional roller coaster.
The small town of Siletz, Oregon has been living in a nightmare since yesterday afternoon.
The mama came over here and frantic, asking if I'd seen the baby.
Dorothy Handley runs the campground just across the river from the Paulson family and was the first to help in the search for 2-year-old Dane Paulson. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says he was last seen playing in his front yard around 4:20 Saturday afternoon. They say Dane is friendly and fearless. He loves water, but he can't swim.
It's just a very sad situation. We've never really had anything like that this close to home.
The Siletz community is banding together. Today, Dorothy has helped host hundreds of volunteers from across the coast, searching miles of woods through Siletz, bringing food and supplies and offering support.
It's been physically hard, but nothing compared to what the family's going through.
KP
and
made
our hearts go out to them, and the community has
pic
just
of him
stepped
much younger, then left her home days after. 2 things that have bothered me from beginning.
Gunnersville Wood, thank you so much for your donation, your super chat. And it says KP made pics bright before, but gave Ellie pics of him much younger.
Yeah.
They left her home for days after. 2 things that have bothered me from the beginning.
She said he looked funny or goofy looking, which is why they didn't have pictures, but yet she took a picture of him that night they were out.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. Okay, in the Sebastian Rogers case,
This is why we can't ever change topics for all those people that want us to change topics.
Yeah, because somebody always brings the topic back.
Right.
She had recent pictures
She
of
did.
Sebastian, right? She had
She
recent
did.
pictures, and she chose to use a younger picture of him. I don't know why that is, right? I don't know why that is, why she chose to do that. But even when Seth went over there, which I unprivatized that video for everybody that wanted me to unprivatize the Seth video, because you can clearly see the differences in what he's saying. Right, because what he's saying is it's a trash truck. He knows it's a trash, stuff like that in that video. And now what he's saying is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody wanted me to unprivatize the video. So I did. So
did you tell him you did it until just now? Because people have been really wanting that.
That video is open for the public to view. So a lot of people were hitting me up asking would I unprivatize that video, because it's a big difference in what Seth is saying now. Okay, so he's pretty much changed what he said from the time he spoke to me to now. And I take a lot of videos down. Like I probably just this week alone, I probably took down 20, 30 Sebastian videos.
Yeah.
Like I don't leave them up. So when you come to our channel, it's just not Sebastian. This ain't the Sebastian channel. Much as I want the boy found, there's other things we do speak about. Megan Boswell, Leilani, Maddie Soto, Monkey Vaughn. We talk about a lot. Karen Reed. We talk about a lot of stuff. So when people come to my channel, I want them to be able to find a variety of videos. When they come here and look at my feed and it's just Sebastian Rogers, that's all they can find. So I go in every now and then and I clean that up, right? I'll take down older videos that that have been there for a while. I just take them down. I mean, once the videos have been watched by the people that are going to watch them, what's the point of having just a billion videos on your channel? So when you come here and you see, okay, well, Dolly covers a little bit of everything, you may be more likely to sub up. You might not just want to. A lot of people, believe it or not.
Dolly, the 2-year-old's house is listed for rent currently. Could this bring strangers to this house?
Yes.
The listing gives their address.
Yes. Yes, it could absolutely bring strangers to the house with the house being listed for rent. Now, if you came up and I wouldn't recommend taking anybody's kid, but could somebody have came up to look at the house and seen a kid outside and been like,
but if it's gated,
well, the kid is gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't looked at the property yet. But.
If you have the address, we can pull it up on Google Maps and we can get a little feel for the layout of everything. And just pray, everybody say a little prayer for the baby, and let's hope that he's in the woods and not in that river. Because listen, we've had some bad luck with these kids going in the river. Remember the small child in Florida?
The little girl down the street.
The little girl down the street just yesterday. Yes, we had a little girl just yesterday, 2 years old, go out her yard.
No, it was at the
park. Yeah.
And mom just happened to probably be looking at her phone.
Yeah, whatever.
And took her eyes off her, and not even 10 minutes later,
she was in the water and not with us anymore. Okay. And then we had Sebastian, Juan Sebastian, 12-year-old boy, Virginia Beach, went out on the ice, fell into the water, not with us anymore. So let's just pray to God that this small child is not in the water, just like Sebastian Rogers. Let's just pray he didn't make it into no water. I don't think Sebastian would have made it into the water, though. He don't a little bit, but you never know. And there ain't no big bodies of water right there by Sebastian Rogers. Not in the general area like there is in this kid. Please pray we here in Myrtle Beach. We are on fire. Yes, I seen that. The wildfires in Myrtle Beach. That's crazy. We don't see a lot of wild. We have some wildfires here. I remember when the Dismal Swamp was on fire.
Okay. Do you want to type it in?
Okay, let's go in. Here, you type it in.
I was looking for the are we doing Google Earth or
what? Yeah.
You just want to type in the address?
Just whatever brings up the map where we can see the land and the layout. Google Earth, I guess.
Dolly, why no pictures of parents?
There's
Home
pictures of
or
parents.
yard?
Where do we go?
The first one, I think. Yeah.
Explore Google Earth, and then we put in the address.
Yep.
Get started. Where do we go? New
Yes.
project.
I didn't remember doing all this on mine, but I always do everything on my phone.
Okay.
Dismiss.
Dismiss. Where do you type in the address at?
I have no idea. Go back to the where we were in originally. It must be like a different down, just there.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's different. That looks
Launch
different.
Earth. All right.
This looks like the same thing.
Yes.
Why doesn't it have a search tab? Search Google Earth up top.
Where do you see that file?
Back one. It was up on the back one. Right there, the very top.
Oh, okay. Now put in the
Yeah,
address.
okay. Sheesh. I feel like my parents
We need
from back in the day when I used to laugh at them.
We need gray hues for this.
738.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay, let's share this.
Just went to the opposite side of the planet.
Yeah, we did. From us, anyway.
I
Just on
know.
the other
Well,
side
how
of the
did know
planet.
where to start from and where we were at?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know, because it probably pinpoints your location and then takes you to the new location.
Oh.
Okay, let's shrink this so I can see our screen. All right,
Oh,
let's
look at
share
all
this.
that forestry.
Okay, this is where he went missing. He's right beside the river.
Yeah, that's
Oh
why
my
they said right
God.
next to the river.
He is right beside the river.
Yeah.
If this kid would have just walked down this path, he's in the river.
Yeah.
This is not good. Look at all the woods around.
I know. And they said
Let's
that,
pray to God he got into these woods over here somewhere.
yeah, but it's been 2 days. They searched 300 miles.
God. And you know, if you fall into this river, it's going to sweep you downstream.
Yeah, and they need to be looking down where the direction of the water goes.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing that.
That's terrible.
You know, or look
That's
for
sad.
a beaver dam or something that would block the waterway. I mean, there's nothing around there either. He's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, literally, like, there's no stores. There's no. This is where they were at. There's the bridge. You seen on the news that they were walking across.
Yeah.
There's the bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some neighbors, but there ain't many. Okay, a little aerial view of everything. I'm sure they've checked these outbuildings. I would hope. Let's get a better look at the property. What is that? A trailer or something?
I don't know. It looks blurry to me. Like all of it looks like. What kind of house structure is that?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's the address, and there's the river. I mean, they are right off a major highway too, right there, running through there, where the bridge is at. And they've been running heat-seeking drones, and they haven't found anything.
It is a nice house. Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it's a nice house.
Yeah. It looks blurry to me. I need glasses.
It looks big compared to the other surrounding buildings around it.
Right, the thing to the left does look like a trailer of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that it was possibly a trailer in a yard.
The family runs a clam business.
A clam business.
Interesting.
Huh. Okay, let's get a big aerial look at the surroundings of it. God, there's really nothing for miles and miles. I mean, they live in a secluded area. Now, I've been to Oregon. I've never been to this part of Oregon.
See, this is what one of the commentators on this forum says. I'm a bit puzzled. If he was at the address stated, the front yard would have been quite a ways back from the road, with an entire residence and its yard between him and the road. Appears to be all one piece of property. And there's a fence / gate and foliage between the other address and the highway. It sort of appears that the entire front property and possibly both are fenced. I don't like the river right there.
You want to pull up maps? Google Maps?
Yeah.
So we can get the road view of it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me copy this address. Maybe we'll put it in maps and see if it gives us. All right, it ain't gonna let me copy that. So let me go to. Let me open a new tab real quick. Hold on, guys. Google Maps. Where's
20?
Is this gonna let us zoom in on it like
Yeah.
a road view?
Well, you got to change the view to a satellite.
All right. Well, let's put in. What's the address?
20738 SILETZ highway right there.
Okay, and then I go here to the maps. All right, let's get a little view of this place.
I hate when I do that. You just moved away from it. You got to go back towards the right.
How do I go back towards the right? Right here?
Yeah.
There's the house.
Yep.
So there's the house. It's a nice house. It looks like a couple structures on the property.
Thank you. Michaela just gifted $5 memberships.
Thank you, Michaela. That is awesome of you.
Has the house been searched? I don't know. We never know stuff like that until later on. And then even later on, we don't ever really get a full, like.
There's the bridge. Look how close they are to the water.
I know.
Right there. And they left this kid outside by itself.
I know.
Oh, my God. Now, how do we know, something didn't happen to this kid and the kid was never outside either? We don't know that. What do we know about the parents? Look at that river right there. It's flowing pretty strong too.
Right. It's got a pretty decent current.
And
I
when I was down there in Oregon, I was there, the Snake River kind of separates Oregon from Fruitland, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
When I was out there looking for Monkey Vaughn, and the current was so strong in that river that it would have, if you would have fell in it as an adult, it would have swept you for miles. Damn. Miles. That's what I was scared about Michael Monkey Vaughn. I was like, man, if he made it to this water, that, it would sweep you out for miles. And I mean, they are literally within steps away from the river. Like, here we go. Here's the house right here. Look, guys, you see it from the bridge. Look, there's the edge of the bridge. There's the house. So let's go this way a little bit and see what else we see.
Here's the parents.
Okay, let's see if y'all can see this.
Probably not.
They look like good people.
I know.
I mean, but you can't really tell.
You can't really tell
by just looking at somebody. But how does JR keep his camera in focus?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I move something close,
you don't have lighting like you do.
I guess not. Okay. All right, but that is the family. They don't look like, just looking at them like they don't look like crackheads. They don't look like bums. They don't look, Let me see again. Yeah, they don't look like bad people. It's hard to tell, though. It's hard to tell. Chris and Katie don't look like bad people.
Yeah.
So let's keep moving down the map a little bit to see what we can see here. There's the driveway. Okay. So they have it fenced off. They have a gate. They're way back here.
Right.
Now, this goes into, look how big their yard is. The kid playing in the yard. You may not think nothing, but when you're that close to a river, Oh my God! So they probably wasn't worried about
They
him
own
getting
a
in this.
famous chowder restaurant. Tammy Gill said.
They like you see that it's bob wired.
Yeah.
The fence is so it has cattle fence.
Yeah.
Basically, and it has this gate, which he could probably climb through that gate if he really wanted to. At 2 years old. Let's go down one more spot. See if we can. Okay, here's a way better look at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's. So it was fenced in. Now, is it fenced in along the river?
I think that there's either that's what they were talking about, there being foliage or another property there or something on that side to prevent him from directly having the access to the
Well,
river.
this side definitely there's foliage, but they don't look like there's a gate down it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
you
that
see the telephone poles, but no gate.
But Google Maps is always a couple years back, and I saw in the chat they said there was
No gate here.
Yeah, I see what you mean. There's definitely no gate.
No gate on the sides. In the front, there's a gate.
Only the front is fenced, Miss Christine said.
Yeah, it looks like only the front is fenced.
So he could have gone to the right or left easy then.
Yeah. Wait, well, I want to take me back.
Oh,
I don't know how to get back this way.
God, that's stressful. Was
All right,
there
there
snow
we go.
still? In the videos of the news, there wasn't snow shown.
There's multiple structures on the property. There's multiple, looks like multiple houses or barn outbuildings. Okay, right, let's look here. Right, there's that. Yeah, there's boats. Okay, yeah, because they said they run a clam business, right? You can see back here, there's a structure. There's a house back there, like an older
Oscar
house.
Meyer wants to know if you can see that.
Uh-huh.
The Oscar Meyer account. Sorry, I get distracted easily.
Squirrel. Woo!
Squirrel. Oscar
Run right out
Meyer.
in traffic, right?
Like, Weenie. I
Yeah.
can't help it.
Okay, so they got a nice house.
I know.
I like it.
But like when you say the kid was playing in the front yard, what part of that? Like
This is what we need, right? Like, look,
the mom's
I
dad
could put my
live in the
studio. I could
trailers.
put my studio in the back here.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what I'm saying? We got places for the vehicles, little house.
Right. Why was he alone? And what part of this
There's
front
the trailer.
right, what part of the front yard was he in? I mean, like that is a ginormous piece of property there.
Yeah, but there's no gates along the sides of it. It's the problem. Let's turn around.
See if you could figure out how close the river is or where exactly the river
The
is.
river's right here beside it, like directly beside it.
So then he could literally just go to the left or the right.
All right, look, you see the house, right? There's the river. You can see the house between the trees.
Yeah. Thank you, Short Legs.
Thank you, Short Legs. Short Legs is riding the Blessed Express. Dolly got to eat, and I got to feed PJ. Okay, thank you guys for the super chat.
She went to another building to feed her dad.
Okay, across the street is the woods.
Okay.
All right, here's the bridge. But that says Darlene.
Mother brought her father dinner every night at around the same time, did the same routine, and this time was not good.
It only takes once. It only takes you taking your
Wow.
eyes off your child for a couple seconds
And
for
she was
something
taking
like
care
this
of her
to happen.
dad. That's sad. That's terrible.
Sounds like Candace Wells.
Yeah, it does actually.
You know what I'm saying? Took her eyes off the kid for a second, ran over to adjust the brace on Grandis's leg, and
wow.
I mean, you live in the middle of nowhere. You would think there ain't no kidnap because there's nobody around. They live in the middle of nowhere. They don't even have no close neighbors, and they don't have nobody to the right of them. And let's look to the left, right? Like, look, if we go back this way, what is down here? What is over here? They got, is that train tracks? Or is that a boat dock? I can't really tell. I think that's a boat dock.
Somebody said, but is he also barefooted? I doubt it.
I hope not. Yeah, that looks like a boat dock over there. All right, let's go down here a little bit. So there's no neighbors Okay.
Also, their house is listed for rent, and the address was available for the public to drive to that house. He's either in the river. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a boat dock. This is where you take your boat and dock it. So,
Thank you.
Lady for Justice just gifted a membership, keeping Dolly alive. Okay.
He wore blue shoes with a white star. He had Converse.
He had on little Converse.
Oh. Yep, if they walked down to the river, he would know how to go there.
Yeah, and you know, at some point they walked down to that river.
Supposedly the mom was with him when he disappeared.
Well, I mean, if your kid is on the property and the property is this big.
He could be anywhere.
Yeah, but you would hear him crying at night.
I know, but
you remember when you're in the middle of nowhere, you can hear a branch break from a mile away, right? So if you ain't hearing this kid cry, and you got to think about wildlife.
He had on a little bear hoodie with bear ears.
What
Oh my God.
What wildlife?
They said campground across river.
That's a campground. Okay, I thought it was a boat dock. Let's go back down there. Okay. I could have swore it was a boat dock.
And little kids do move pretty daggone fast.
Yes.
Like, you look away for a split second,
And
they're
he
gone.
might have been smart enough to walk across this bridge.
Oh.
Let's get past it and try to look at it. Maybe we can get a better angle on it.
You're a lot better at navigating this thing. I always get all
The
messed up, and then the
3-year-old
map
in
thing
NY
doesn't
missing
work.
since Thursday was found in the Mamaroneck River near the Hillside Avenue Bridge.
Oh.
Is it going to let us go back there? It won't take us back there.
Just when I said that, how you're navigating a lot better than I always get stuck, and it won't let me move to where I want it to go.
It won't take us back there.
Dagnabbit.
Because they don't have pictures of it. You know how it's.
So they don't spy on everybody, just certain people?
I mean, we can see that it's a.
Yeah. But that could be like one of those like markers for like a nature hike or something.
Yeah, it looked
but
like a
the
boat
people
dock.
said it was a campground. I mean, I believe them. There's that thingy. That's
a restroom.
Oh wow, that looks pretty. I want to go there. I wonder if they have snow though. There was
Let's see
no.
what else is up the road.
Dolly Parton's husband passed away today.
I
That's
never
sad.
even knew she was married.
Uh,
Yeah, that has to be the campground because there's nothing. There's nothing around here. Oh my God.
temps at night can get down to the upper 30s.
All right, let's swing around. I've seen a couple dirt roads. Yeah, there's some dirt roads. That's private property. That's
They've been married for almost 60 years. That's sad. Oh. Does Mr. Dolly Parton have a name?
Mr. Dolly Parton. That's his name.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Okay, all this is fenced off. I'm not for sure if that's a campground.
Why'd all of a sudden get dark and there's a random biker?
I don't know.
Carl. Oh, that's sad.
What house is this? Okay, this is their closest neighbor. On this side. All right. That's the only house I see. There's the bridge. This would be the campground that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, we only have 620 likes.
What?
Quit. I'm done. That's it. I gotta pee.
All right, guys, while you're here, definitely hit that like button for me while we're exploring this area. Let's see what the sign says. You can actually read the damn sign. Hit that like button and then shout out in the chat room where you're watching from. Let's get me to 1,000 real quick. Okay, let's see if we can do it. You know, we come up here to bring you the latest in true crime today. All we ask is people give the video a like. It helps us in the algorithm. It helps new people find it. Hopefully people find it that got a little bit of a sense of humor. Okay. If you just joined, hit the button. That is right. PJ, she just went to the bathroom. She'll be back. California, Seattle, US. All right, let's just take it back down the street a little bit. So why shout out where you guys are watching from. Wow. I can't. There we go. There we go. There's the house. All right, so now we're out in front of his home. I see Tennessee, Missouri. Make sure you throw in what number like he was too. So like say if you was 648, 649, 700. You know where I'm at. What's up, Sin? Let's bring awareness to this case. Dolly and PJ are the only ones I see that are covering this sweet little boy. Iowa, Alabama. Hey, Ashley.
The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office issued an update 18 minutes ago.
Okay, 18 minutes ago, we got an update on baby Dane.
Media release March 3rd, search for Dane Paulson. The Lincoln, well, that's, because it's 4 p.m. there. I was like, it says 4 p.m. update.
Is it Dane?
Dane.
I thought you said Dean.
Dane.
Dane.
The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and partnering agencies have continued active search operations and followed up on informational tips in the search for Dane Paulson throughout today. These efforts are ongoing, with officials completing additional ground, water, and air searches. The investigation team continues to follow up on leads from community members. Official search efforts are planned through this evening and into tomorrow. Community members are not encouraged to search during the evening hours due to decreased visibility and increased chance of injury. Community members can help by sharing official updates, which can be found on our Flasher Alert and Facebook page, and by reporting relevant information to the tip line. So far, 311 miles have been covered and 682 acres have been searched. Of those 682 acres, community volunteers searched 230 acres, for which we are incredibly grateful. Additionally, the following resources have been deployed during the search for Dane: 88 certified search and rescue members, 4 watercraft, 13 divers, 4 drones, 6 human trailing canines, 40 investigators, and more than 140 community volunteers. Updates will continue to be shared through Flash Alert and our social media as they become available. The next media release is expected tomorrow morning, March 4th, unless major updates become available sooner. Once again, we thank our community for their compassion and assistance. Our team and the community are working to bring Dane home.
Okay, what? There's black bears, there's elk, there's mountain lions. There are gray, what's that, whales?
Whales?
Coyotes, sea and river otters. There's antelope, there's mountain goat, bighorn sheep. Okay, so there are mountain lions and there are black bears in Oregon. All right. Snakes we shouldn't have to worry about right now. It's too cold for snakes. I don't know. Some of these nice sunny days, snakes might be just starting to come out. So I don't know what deadly snakes they have in Oregon, but I doubt it's a snake attack. We got black bears, and you got to remember that's a big wooded area too. So bears creep around in areas like that. Also, like I said, coyote, and you know they hunt in packs. So a pack of coyotes, they could easily snatch up a 2-year-old kid. You would hear that though. You would. I know. You would. The mother would have heard a pack of coyotes. So I doubt coyotes are the culprits. You wouldn't hear a black bear though. A black bear ain't going to make a bunch of noise. I mean, it may make noise, but it's not going to be. And then again, sometimes bears know when something's a kid. You know, weird as that is, they have them kind of
Senses.
yeah, like I
Especially
ain't
if
saying
it's
they
mama
won't
bear,
kill
maybe?
a kill, yeah, but if it's a
Yeah.
mama bear, they for some reason they know when something's a baby or when something's a threat to them
Mhm.
because they usually attack when threatened. You know,
That's why when people say for bears like you're supposed to become bigger than them or whatever, I don't know if that's true.
Dolly listens to
Remember that
replays.
one movie?
Lol.
Hold on.
Miss you guys. I'll be around after the grind and new house. Proud of you all. To hit the like. Get Dolly to 1,000 like.
Thank you, Sleuth. Thank you so much. You're great. Thank you guys for everybody that's liked the video or shared the video. We got 1,316 of you here with us right now. Thanks so much. Let's just all together 1,300. You know, God hears when we pray in numbers, and the more of us, the better. You know, we need a miracle in this one right now. You know, young boy been missing for 2 days, 2 years old, out of Oregon, right next to a river. It's, you know, like I'm praying, but it's almost a setup for heartache.
Wow, this just came out 20 minutes ago, and there's so many comments under here. And this one lady said, there's no fence between the yard and the river. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what happened. And someone said, I personally rappelled down that ledge from a rope and searched through all that bramble, fern, and bush with the uncle of the child. I can tell you it's not as possible as you think.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff he would have had to get through.
He would have to fall.
Yeah.
The way it sounded, he said he rappelled down.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at this like this right here in itself, just this way, I mean, he could have fell off the damn bridge. Walking down the road to the bridge right here. I mean, there's the bridge. You can see the house, and there's the bridge. I mean, at 2 years old, you can climb. What if he climbed and fell
At 2
in?
years old, little boy, he's into climbing, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. He
And
may be
he
able to
just-
fit through them bars.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how big his head is, but it looks like if he stepped up here, stepped up there, and tried to pull himself up, he could, boom.
They did say the boy loved water.
And he loved the water. Yeah, I
and
mean,
doesn't know how to swim.
And doesn't know how to swim. How, you know, God, you know, I bet his mama's kicking herself in the butt right now. I mean, I wouldn't. She shouldn't have took her eyes off the kid, but then again, you know, once it's happened, it's happened. What do you do at that point? You know,
She's gonna be kicking herself for a
let's see
long time
what's
if she
down.
made a mistake.
Let's see what's down here past her house, because you never know. He could have got out and went this way. It just, you never know.
Oh, they said he's big for his age.
He's big for his age.
Okay.
Okay, we got this. There's another little dirt road. I'm sure these are little private roads that lead back to other residents. Just hearing this makes you sick. Yeah. All right. All right, this is tricky. I give Gray Hughes a little more credit than I used to. Okay. I had to stop talking shit about that guy. All right, let's go. Next time I need maps done, I'm going to just bring him on. Okay, there's no neighbors down this way. I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere, guys. I mean, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. This is probably bear country too. There's a road here. We would have to Google Earth it to see where it goes.
The little boy's name is Dane Paulson.
Dane Paulson, 2 years old, out of Oregon, went missing over 48 hours ago. They got boats.
The news said the mom is frantic and unable to speak. She's severely upset.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
I mean, this ain't a Katie situation. This is a 2-year-old baby. And she may end up going to jail. I mean, I don't know. I just know that, wow, they have a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a ranch, but it's a nice ranch. I really wouldn't want to live in Oregon, but I like to have a house like this. That private.
Yeah.
That's like having your own little world.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you shoot a stranger when you see him on your property. And this house is for rent, people are saying? They don't own the house?
That's
what, or is there a house on the property that's for rent? But there's another house on the property right there. Or that's an outbuilding. I can't really tell.
He's been missing for 48 hours. Over 48 hours.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yeah. And I mean, look, you know, if we just checking the odds.
No, this house is listed for rent.
This one?
Huh.
Well, what are they getting ready to move?
Yeah. Is there an issue with any relationships?
Do they have temps are warmer along the coastal range. Grandpa lives back there. It's a rent house. Dolly, lots of Oregon is beautiful. If I move, I love. Oh, I've been to Oregon. Matter of fact, I stayed in Oregon when I was out there looking for Michael Monkey Vaughn, because Oregon butts right up to Idaho. And when you can stay in Oregon and cross the bridge, the Snake River, and it takes you into Fruitland. So I stayed on the Oregon side because you guys remember back then I smoked, right? So I could hit the smoke shops in Oregon. They're everywhere in Oregon too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every block has a smoke shop. It's like that's why the people there are so friendly. They smoked up in Oregon, boy, and cheap too. I mean, dirt cheap prices. That's the cheapest place I ever been for smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the prices, like you could go into a smoke shop, $2, they give you like a big old for $2. I mean, not even $5. I couldn't even believe it. I was in like heaven. I was thinking I need to move to Oregon, right? But that's back in my smoking days. Now I don't smoke. It ain't, it's nice. It is beautiful. I thought Fruitland was beautiful too. Idaho, it's all country and, pretty private, and all the houses are far apart. But me, I like to have something like this that's like 10 minutes from a 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? I can't be that secluded.
Yeah.
There needs to be a grocery store, something, like here, what would be Zuni would be a nice place to live. Ivor. Yeah. 30 minutes outside the city.
Yeah.
So you could get some country, some acres of land. Your neighbors ain't right up on top of you. You could have horses and different animals. Yeah. Dolly Parton's husband passed away. Rest in peace to him. Since we are Dolly Vision, we need to give our condolences to Dolly Parton's husband. Okay. Sad situation. I never knew she was married, to be honest, though. Dolly, Oklahoma has one on each corner, too. Smoke isn't too bad there. $27.50 a month, first and last month's rent, $1,500 deposit. That's how much that property costs?
Wow. Somebody said that there's a trampoline right by the side to where the water is.
I didn't see no trampoline, but
but that is from however long ago. Google Maps is not like right this second.
Yeah. I mean, they have an RV there too. So there's an RV parked over there like Grandis. They ain't no kidding to Grandis, are they? Anytime Grandis gets around anybody, they come up missing. I mean, they have a sign, kid at play, right there on the fence.
Huh. That's literally like, here, come take my kid. I've never seen nothing like that before. I think that's like a
You've never seen a kid at play sign? Usually people put them in the street.
Slow kids at play. Like, not slow. Hard of hearing kids.
Like Miss Ann has a sign in front of her house that says something about, if you're speeding and hit up my dog, you ain't gonna need a lawyer. Or something. It's something like that. I forget what her sign says, but she has a big ass sign out in the street in front of her house that says, if you're speeding through here and hit my dogs, or one of the neighbor's kids, you ain't gonna need a lawyer. So advertising for kids, I don't know. You would think this is a beautiful place to live, and that you could take your eye off your kid for a minute. Now, if you didn't live near a river, I still wouldn't take my eye off my kid because I'd be worried about coyotes and bears. Yeah, you know. So
I mean, that just looks like a lot of space to where, heck, my kid would go underneath the freaking clothing rack at a store if I didn't keep an eye on her and every second. I'd freaking look over in one direction, and next thing I know, she's hiding underneath the coats.
You know, the good thing about Tiff when she was a baby is she was scared of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that kept her close. She's more of a clingy kid, so she was pretty scared to explore or to, like, you would have to make her do something. You know what I'm saying? She was one of the more of those type of kids. Now she's a little more out there exploring, you know, but she's 25 years old now. But when she was 5 to 10 years old, you wouldn't even have to say, she would never speak to a stranger.
Yeah.
You know, she was scared of people altogether. Didn't matter who you were, male, female. She didn't like anybody as a kid. She was like, I like my mom and dad, and that's it. So she wasn't so stranger friendly.
My kid was opposite. She literally, one time we went to the food court to let her play in the freaking play area, and she literally walked up to a table and started telling the lady what her address was. I'm like, Lord, because she asked her how old she was, and she's
come
like,
kidnap me here.
She's like, I live at 5'9". I'm like, no.
Yeah, here's where you kidnap me at, right? I mean, that's the first thing you usually teach your kids is their address, the phone number.
She was like 2.5. She knew her address.
Yeah.
But she didn't know that that's not what your age is.
So I'm assuming that this kid they said it was in the front yard. So the kid was probably out here playing somewhere. And she walked back here to give the grandpa medicine. So in that amount of time, she comes back out. The child is gone. You would think she would instantly run to the river.
Yeah. We don't know that she didn't.
We don't. But that's what you would think. Ain't that what you would do?
Yeah,
I would run to
liked water.
Yeah, I would run to the scariest place first where the danger is, because you can see all this. Once you step out here, you can see the whole front of the house, and you can clearly see. It ain't like there's a bunch of trees or anything. Well, out here it is. So, I mean, I probably would panic because I've seen Pet Cemetery and I would run to the road. Right? Who's in here seen Pet Cemetery? You seen it, right?
I've seen it.
Right? So, you know, the little kid gets out and he's playing and he gets out into the road and there's an 18-wheeler truck coming by and hits the kid. So, just naturally, I think I would, everybody's seen Pet Cemetery. So, and that's a gruesome scene. Even in the new one, it's a pretty gruesome scene. To even think that, but that's the bad thing about living on the highway and having a little kid. You can't take your eye off them for a second. Is that a little kid in the picture by the gate? No, that is a sign. All right. There's just a sign right there. And, I mean, he could have easily probably climbed through this gate. Like,
someone said, "Oh, that's so weird. You're the second creator tonight that's brought up that movie."
What, Pet Cemetery?
That's weird.
Because it's about a house in the middle of nowhere that sits on a highway.
Yeah.
And you got to be real careful when you live on major busy roads. And
Well, yeah.
it's not a subdivision. These cars are going down this road at 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So a kid runs out in front of them. It ain't like it's 35 and you got time to
there's a
stop.
fence there. So, like,
let's see if we see a speed limit sign. Because I know cars are probably traveling 50, 60 miles an hour down this road. Weight limit, 2-axle. I mean, them trucks might not be able to go this way. It depends what the weight limit is. You might not have 18-wheeler trucks go down. I ain't seen one speed limit sign, though. So you basically drive as fast as you want down here. You know, it's like when you go to West Virginia in the middle of nowhere, it's just like, what's the speed limit? It don't matter because there ain't no police around. You drive however fast you want to drive. I haven't seen one speed limit sign. That's odd. Okay. I don't know. 30 miles an hour around that bend. Okay. Let's see what the weight limit is on this bridge. Can't see it. I can see it from the other side. Let me spin around. Ah! Okay, I hate this thing. All right, see if there's any news updates on them.
I was reading through this one, trying to see if anyone had any kind of information, but a lot of people asking for more information than what they got, and it doesn't really. Man.
Yeah, there's not much right now, guys. Just a 2-year-old boy missing. You're taking the wrong road, Dolly. No, I'm on the right road now. I'm back. You can see where they've cut the path around here, but there's no fences on the sides of this property.
Some people were saying there was, that it's thin wire that you can't see it. And I don't know. I think you would still see it. Maybe they put some up since that footage
Well,
there.
you couldn't see the wire on this fence, but this is barbed wire.
Right.
This is like cattle fence. So, all right, let me go back to this. I'll pull it up here. We'll see if there's any newer information that's coming out on this. And let me give y'all an aerial view of this real quick once more. Bam, and you can see. Okay, they look like a nice family.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a shark mouth?
I don't know. Yeah, some kind of mouth.
Okay, so here we go. This is their area. Let's zoom on down. This is the park that we were seeing by the bridge. All right, let's zoom in here.
I gotta take this call. I'll be right back.
All right. So you see the bridge. That looks like a boat dock or something. This is definitely the river. I mean, I don't see what a campground is, though. I see it's a park. Maybe the campground's down in here somewhere or something. Or in general. Okay, let's look beside their house. This is the woods beside their house. Let's see if we can get down in here. Huh. All right. Let me pull up. Let's see if there's anything else on them.
We're going to ask you to take a look at your screen right here. This is a picture of 2-year-old Dane Paulson, who's been missing since Saturday. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office released this photo saying that Dane was wearing a gray fuzzy hoodie with ears, black pants, and blue and white shoes when he disappeared. He has brown hair and green eyes.
The toddler went missing Saturday afternoon while he was at home playing in his front yard. Ashley Grahams joins us now in the newsroom to walk us through what we know. Ashley?
Yeah, good morning. Several law enforcement agencies and the FBI spent the weekend searching for Dane Paulson, and so did the community.
We only got 890 likes. Okay, that means that 400 of you guys did not hit the like button. Okay. Please do me a favor. If you're just tuning in and you haven't yet, hit the like button. It only takes a second. It's absolutely free. Won't cost you nothing. This week only, I'm running a special. You can like the video for absolutely free. Okay. It keeps Dolly from being homeless. Y'all don't want me homeless. I'll be staying on your couch in your front yard. Squatter rights. Okay. Squatter rights. Y'all don't want that. When I show up at your house, you can be like, why are you sleeping in my front yard, Dolly? And I'll be like, look, you didn't like the video. If you would have just liked the video, I could have kept my lights on. I wouldn't be homeless. Now I'm homeless. I'm living in your yard, right? And you're going to be like, hell no, you can't live in my yard. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send myself some mail to your house. So then it becomes my mailing address. And then I have squatter rights, okay? Then when the police get there to push me off your lawn, I'm going to be like, look, here's a letter that was sent here to me. I live here. Okay. And in a lot of states, legally, that's all it takes. Then you're going to have to give me 30-day notice and go down to the courts and evict me from your front yard. Okay. And all you had to do is like the video. All right. That's it. Absolutely free. Don't cost you nothing. And then look, if I'm in your yard, you can come out and be like, Dolly, I liked your video. You can't stay here. And I'd be like, all right, I guess I'll go to the next person that didn't like my video and live in their yard. So if you like my video, it's a guarantee that I will never be sleeping in your front yard. Okay. Sound like a fair deal? Sounds pretty fair to me. 953. All right, Patricia, I won't sleep in your yard. I appreciate it.
Community. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says over 100 community volunteers, nearly 90 certified search and rescue members, and 40 investigators have joined the search efforts. Boats and divers search the nearby river, and heat-seeking drones have monitored from the air. Right now, investigators say they don't believe any crimes have taken place. Though earlier in the investigation, the Sheriff's Office said a vehicle of interest was seen in the area before Dane went missing.
No, I quit smoking. I still drink occasionally. It's very, very rare. You know, every now and then. Matter of fact, when I went out to the comedy club the other night to see Ginger Billy, I actually had a mixed drink. So I drank a creamsicle. That's what it was called, a little mixed, little girly drink, right? But occasionally I'll have a drink, right? The heart doctor told me that was okay. Smoking, I completely quit smoking in August.
Investigators have now said they found that person and their car through a tip, and they are no longer of interest.
That's not good.
China.
Ashley, an Amber Alert was not sent out over the weekend when Dane disappeared. Why is that?
Yeah, it's a good question. In order for law enforcement to send out an Amber Alert in Oregon, the situation must meet a certain criteria. And a Lincoln County detective investigating Dane's disappearance explained that.
Amber Alerts require specific information, including license plates. And at the time, we did not have a direct link from the vehicle and the child being abducted.
The search continues for Dane today, and investigators are still looking for any information related to his disappearance or that will bring him home safely. So if you know anything, please call that number on your screen, 541-265-0669.
Okay. So somebody said, can you please stop talking about yourself? Damn it. This is about the missing toddler. Well, if somebody asks me a question that's related to me, and this is my channel, then you can go watch it on the news. You can go somewhere else and watch it.
Why
okay?
are people so weird?
Rude,
Like, why do you have
rude,
to say
right?
that?
Yeah, like
you don't have to be here.
Yeah, like go find somebody else to watch if there's something you not, like what did I say about I stopped smoking and I drank a drink at the comedy club? Like, that's weird. Like, why so rude?
A massive search is under.
We're going to ask you to take a look.
Look at this little butt.
57 minutes ago. All right, here we go.
Breaking news alert.
Now at 4, that breaking news. It is day 3 of the search for a missing 2-year-old boy in Lincoln County as volunteers join law enforcement in this big search.
Dane Paulson vanishing from his home north of Siletz late Saturday afternoon. Ariel Salk live today in Lincoln County. Ariel, what's the very latest on the search effort?
Yeah, so we're just outside that search area. I've been speaking to people from all over the state who are out here lending a hand. We're seeing a much heavier presence in the water with more boats, divers, and drones hovering above that river. This is incredible.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. The channel does say Dolly Vision. So sometimes you're going to hear about Dolly. Okay. And Dolly Parton's husband just died. So rest in peace to him. So you're going to hear other things. And if you don't like what's going on, I tell people this all the time. There's a billion channels on YouTube. Just tune into somebody else that you do enjoy. Okay. I don't force anybody to be here, but if you're here, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, rocking with us, hanging out tonight, spreading
We
awareness.
almost had 1,000 likes.
Incredibly emotional time for this little community. Last night they held a vigil and they just held each other. They sobbed and they prayed after a long day of searching for Dane Polson. Throughout the day, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office has combed the area with help from agencies, including the FBI.
Thank you, guys.
Volunteers who are out here searching say crews are focusing more on the river that runs right through the area. Timmy has been helping the search for 2 days. She lives in Salem, and she even called out sick today from work just to keep help with the search.
This is horrible. I hope he's found. So I came out here because if a mom calls for help, I want to come. So yeah, so that's why I'm here. This is every family's tragedy.
According to the sheriff's office, Dane was playing in the yard of his home out of sight of his parents around 4 p.m. Saturday when he disappeared. Dane was last seen wearing a gray fuzzy hoodie with teddy bear ears, black pants, and white shoes. Now, initially, detectives were searching for a gold-colored
Thank you,
vehicle,
Vinny.
thinking it might be connected to this disappearance, but after investigating, they have ruled that out as a lead. Reporting live in Lincoln County, Ariel Salk, Coin 6 News.
Okay. So that was the newest thing I could find on Dane. So definitely a scary situation for a mother. You know, like it's hard not to be like, hey, lady, why'd you leave your kid out there? But I imagine she is going through a nightmare because, you know, it's the same thing I said about Brandy and Fruitland, Idaho.
Mhm.
They live in such an area that's so nice in the middle of nowhere, nice little subdivision. You would think your kid would be perfectly fine outside playing in the front yard.
Or
But
did you see what Miss Christine said? Follow the current of the river, it heads to the bay and then the ocean. Yikes.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, you gotta, you know, and of course, you know, there's dams, there's beavers, there's stuff in the water. But you gotta, if he is in the water, you gotta pray that he's gotten hung up on something. You know, and if he's in the water and he's been in there for 2 days, this is basically a recovery mission far as the water goes. And usually when these smaller kids go missing and they're gone for this long, now miracles happen, but a lot of times it ends in tragedy.
Yeah.
And that, you know, as a parent, you know, the mother's probably thinking the worst. And right now it's no time to be really pointing a finger at the mother. Why didn't you do this? Why?
Yeah.
Because she's probably going through the worst thing she's ever been
can't
through in her
imagine.
life.
Yeah.
And she'll regret that for the rest of her life if something bad happens to this child. That, and you know, and if nothing did and they find this child, she'll probably never take her eyes off that kid again. You know, but we got to notice as parents and parents out there of kids now, or grandmothers or grandparents, you cannot take your eyes off a kid ever. Right? You got to
take this call again.
you got to lock on like a I hate to say it, a helicopter parent these days. And this ain't the old days where you could get away with, you know, not watching your kid for a minute. There's so many like pervs and sickos and just different things, traffic, and, you know, that you got to be really alert to your situations and your surroundings at all times. Like nobody thinks it can happen to them, right? But it can. It definitely can happen to anybody. The same thing when I was in Fruitland, Idaho, and I was sitting there speaking with Brandy Neal. I said, Brandy, did you think this could happen to you? And of course, guys, you know what she said. No, I never thought anything like this could happen. You got to know it can happen, right? And if you got to educate your kids and their kids, or, you know, because a lot of us are older, so a lot of us are more grandparents or parent of an older kid, right? I don't have a lot of young viewers. Some of you guys may be young, and if you have teenage kids, you got to watch your teenage kids. You got to watch all kids, okay?
Imagine what a sad life it is to have nothing better to do but troll this channel. I'm the Fafa mentality, but everyone else say a prayer for the meanie.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, I mean, I don't know why people choose to be rude or mean or whatever, whatever reason they got. Maybe that just reflects onto what their life is bad, or they're in a bad mood about something else. I usually think mean people just need a hug. Okay. If you're being mean, it's because you're not happy with yourself. Okay. That's the only reason to be mean. If you're happy with your life and yourself, you wouldn't be mean to people. You just wouldn't. Now I ain't saying that just because you're mean, you're a miserable ass person, but usually it reflects, it's a reflection of, you may be having a bad day. You may be short tempered, you may want information you ain't getting. I don't know, but just be nice, be cool. We're just trying to spread awareness. That's what we can do here on YouTube. We're 2,000 miles away from Oregon. All right. So we can't be out there searching. So we just want to spread awareness to people that, hey, this kid is missing. Share the image, share who he is, share the story. If you're in Oregon, get out there and help this family, because listen, this could happen to any of us. It could happen, maybe not your kid, but your grandkid, or maybe even your fur baby. Okay. I wouldn't want my fur baby
me neither
missing. You know what I'm saying? I would want help looking for Lolo and Wrangler if they weren't missing. So,
I just can't even imagine.
Yeah. And
these poor people.
Yeah, I know. And apparently they own a 4th generation restaurant, and they don't seem like bad people, but you never know. Like, it's hard to judge, but I think it's too early to judge people. Like, even in the beginning, nobody judged Chris and Katie Proudfoot because I think it was too early. Later on, your actions show everything.
Right.
Right.
It's all based on your actions.
Yeah. So there's no reason like that. Our first thought was,
yeah, I would be in a straitjacket too.
Why would you leave your kid out there? Of course, that's everybody's question, but we don't know, because maybe that mother thought it was safe and everything would be okay.
I mean, if she was just running into the other property just to hand somebody a dinner plate and then come out, and she'd been doing that for God knows however long, and it's been fine every other time, and the kid but maybe the kid followed her out and she thought it was inside the house.
Not only did you make the mistake that day, but you made it a lot of times, and now it's just finally catching up with you. Jessica, thank you for becoming a member. Look,
she's been a member for
33 months. Good Lord.
Becoming a member. Shoot. 33 months ago.
Yeah, you've been here with us for 3 years. Okay, that's some dedication to the channel.
That's a different color on the freaking map.
Yeah.
You got a whole ass different red. Her star is different than all the other stars.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Her father has cancer. That is terrible.
How's this last name spelled?
Paulsen. Hey, guilty of crime. Good to see you. It's En instead of like the typical spelling. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I just want to make sure I spelled it right. Let me do this. Just to see if there's any. I can pull it up. Let's see. And then I can go to live and see what. This is 1 hour ago. So JLR was covering it earlier.
Sally, careful with your meds and alcohol. Hubby is a cardiac patient and can't drink. Where are you drinking at?
Huh?
What's
when
that
I was
at?
at the club. No, the heart doctor said I could have.
He said you could have wine or beer.
No,
that
she
mixed.
said. She said I could have a few drinks, just don't do nothing crazy. That's what she said. I wouldn't do something the heart doctor told me not to do.
I know. Plus, you didn't really. You had to. You're okay.
Let's see. That's 4 hours ago. 13 hours. I'm trying to get the most recent.
You can filter it.
I want to show this to you guys real quick. This is what happened here.
Mourns tonight.
And this was a case that happened just the other day here locally to us. As a matter of fact, this is right down the street from us. Like, literally, we go to this place a lot.
If they hadn't found the baby, I would have. I was
Chesapeake after a 3-year-old girl went missing at a local park. First responders pulled the little girl from the water at Oak Grove Lake Park this morning. Police now confirming the girl's death. I was at the scene earlier and spoke with police about their search. Chesapeake police tell us they got a call after 10 this morning for a missing girl at Oak Grove Lake Park. A mother making the call no parent wants to make.
The child had been missing for 10 minutes or so prior to the mom calling in. And then we got the call 10:22.
Chesapeake Police Department Public Information Officer Leo Kaczynski tells 13 News Now Chesapeake Police, the Chesapeake Sheriff's Office, and Chesapeake Fire responded to the call, searching the 157 acres of Oak Grove Lake Park.
As soon as we get on scene, we start calling for more resources, more additional assets. Police, fire all responded, did a fairly massive search of the area.
We're told their search brought them here to a tree line at Oak Grove Lake, not far from the park's playground. It's where Kaczynski says rescue crews found the 3-year-old and pulled her from the lake. Kaczynski describing the girl's condition when she was found.
In medical distress, life-saving measures were performed immediately and she was transported to a local medical facility.
People nearby say Oak Grove Lake Park is a fairly popular area.
Seeing this is kind of...
It is. Everybody goes there to jog. It's a 5-mile walk around the lake. So I used to go out there to get exercise and I would walk around the lake. And what there is there's a jogging path all the way around it. And there's a couple docks and a lot of, they teach kayaking classes out here. And it's just an area that a lot of locals go to exercise. They have like little exercise stations along the path. And there's the kids play park. And what you have to do really is you park out in a parking lot and then you have to walk through the woods to get to the lake, so I don't know how the mother took their eyes off the child, maybe in the play park and, was maybe did something else, but it didn't take long. And,
it doesn't take,
it don't take
a
long.
second.
It's very upsetting in our community, especially in our area. This is family friendly, especially our trail, Oak Grove. We all come together, we work out, we play, we walk our dogs.
It took crews about an hour to find the girl. Now the search is over, people nearby are sending support to the child's family during this difficult time.
Cases like these, they don't get solved, it gets ran on. And for our, brilliant, Chesapeake police to be able to be out here and, the park community, for them to be hands-on and be able to find her.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that story with you. That's the bad thing about when kids go missing near water, that they like water. Mm-hmm. They want to play in it. It looks
like they're drawn to
it. They don't realize how deep it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they're getting close to it and they fall in and they, a lot of the water, especially lakes and even in the shallows, it's muddy at the bottom. So you may get stuck in the water. That's the scary thing. Like, I've been out here, I go out to Oak Grove. Sometimes I'll go out there fishing. It ain't really a good fishing spot. I have caught stuff out there, but the fishing kind of sucks, to be honest with you, out there. But it's nice. So if you want to just chill somewhere nice and fish, it's good. You ain't gonna catch nothing, hardly. But a little brim and stuff like that. But like I said, it's really, the bad thing about this is it's a pretty populated area. Mm-hmm. Like, because there's so many people jogging and walking the paths and exercising out there, that it's other kids out there playing and parents sitting around at the picnic tables that sit around the lake.
At 10 a.m.?
Even early, yeah. Mm. I mean, it starts like 5 o'clock in the morning, people out there running.
Yeah.
Before it gets too hot. That's usually when it's the busiest, is early in the morning. Like if you pull up to Oak Grove early in the morning, like before sunrise, mm-hmm. the whole parking lot's full. That's people running, walking, exercising. It's a really big, more than a kid's spot to play in a beautiful lake. It's more of an exercise spot. Okay. Like people really go out there because, a lot of walkers, a lot of them people that power walk and, slow run, they go to this place to work out. I mean, it's a really big popular workout spot. There's some days they'll have yoga sessions and different exercise sessions right out there at the park. Let's see if there's anything. 1 hour ago, searching boy. All right, here we go. 1 hour ago.
News, breaking news alert.
Now at 4, that breaking news. It is day 3 of the search for a missing 2-year-old boy in Lincoln County as volunteers join law enforcement in this big search.
Dane Paulson vanishing from his home north of Siletz late Saturday afternoon. Ariel Salk live today in Lincoln County. Ariel, what's the very latest on the search effort?
FBI, I feel you.
Yeah, so we're just outside that search area. I've been speaking to people from all over the state who are out here lending a hand. We're seeing a much heavier presence in the water with more boats, divers,
Yes, we know,
drones
Donna.
hovering above that river. This is an incredibly emotional time for this little community. Last night they held a vigil and they just held
That's
each other. They
okay.
sobbed and
Cool.
they prayed
Thank you,
after a
guys.
long day of searching for Dane Paulson. Throughout the day, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office has combed the area with help from agencies, including the FBI. Volunteers who are out here searching say crews are focusing more on the river that runs right through the area. Timmy has been helping the search for 2
want some
days.
pasta.
She lives in Salem, and she even called out sick today
I'm
from
hungry.
work just to keep help with the search.
I'm hungry and I still have to
It's
shower
horrible.
at
I hope he's
8:30.
found. So I
Oh
came
my
out here
God.
because if a mom calls for help, I want to come. So yeah, so that's why I'm here. This is every family's tragedy.
According to the sheriff's office, Dane was playing in the yard of his home out of sight of his parents around 4 p.m. Saturday when he disappeared. Dane was last seen wearing a gray fuzzy hoodie with teddy bear ears, black pants, and white shoes.
With teddy
Now,
bear
initially,
ears.
detectives
Oh,
were searching for a gold-colored vehicle, thinking it might be connected to this disappearance, but after investigating, they have ruled that out as a lead. Reporting live in Lincoln County, Ariel Salk, Coin 6 News.
okay. People are saying it's been raining there for days and the river is flowing fast. So, I mean, if you get swept into that river, like I told you, when I was in Oregon, the Snake River was moving so fast. Even as an adult, if you would have fell into it, it would have swept you. Even in my intro, right there, you know, when I'm in the intro by the river, that is the Snake River in Oregon. That's where I was at in Oregon. So that was the Snake River. Now, I've never been to the river that this young boy's missing from. But I'm assuming, you know, when the rain gets going and the rivers get to flowing, Mother Nature is really powerful. Okay. Really powerful. So
I just don't see any other outcome other than the waterway. Like, what if they've been searching for it's been over 48 hours. I mean, we all watched the show 48, the first 48, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with just foul play. I mean, it's like all situations really.
yeah, the chances of
The longer that you're
after 48
out.
hours, it drops by 50% that you will be found alive. So that's really bad. That's really bad. Just any way we think about it, because the chance of him being found alive just dropped by 50%. So we got to pray a miracle happens and these kids ran into the woods. And it won't be the first time kids have ran into the woods and been found. That one little boy was pulled out of there was a little boy that was pulled out the woods and he was.
Oh, I remember that in Florida.
Yeah, remember.
But it wasn't cold in Florida.
It wasn't cold, and remember the guy said I was just going to go out early in the morning and just do one more final sweep, and he went out in the woods and he found that little boy. He said the little boy wasn't crying or nothing, was sitting beside a tree.
Yeah.
And wasn't scared. He was scratched up and his feet were kind of bleeding and stuff from walking through he was barefoot. That little boy was barefoot. And thank God, miracles do happen. That's what I'm saying. Miracles do happen. We can't give up hope, even though we know that there's a 50% chance that this boy won't be found alive. And, you know, pray for the best, but prepare yourself for the worst. I guess that's a good way to look at it. Now, me and PJ are going to go get some food, get up out of here. I will be back with you guys late tonight, and I will be going over a little bit more. If there's any new information that comes out on Baby Dane, I will have that information for you. And we got to get dinner and stuff like that. So after that, I'll come back live with you guys. So I will see you later tonight. If you haven't, make sure you like the video, drop us some comments, and remember this: if nobody else loves you, Dolly does. PJ tolerates some of y'all, right? But Dolly loves you. All right, be good. Peace. Want to say bye, PJ?
Bye, PJ.
Bye, PJ.